Alright, welcome back to Dark Souls for Dummies. This is Dark Souls, I'm the dummy. And we are going to brave the Anor Londo Blooms, the archers. And by, brave them, I mean die to them a bunch of times, I'm sure. So, this requires some luck and patience. Really don't understand why this platform doesn't spin wildly, but that is very much not the button I wanted to press, but pour one out for our friends. Raise a toast. Sorry, pot. Nice long run up to this, but gives you the time to appreciate where you're heading and sort of start to scope out, I guess, all the nonsense that you have to look forward to. But you can see that you've got those flying nerds, and they're not your friends this time. There's also some of those, like, giant guys. So the trick here is to make your way up these steps and try to have, nice full stamina when you get up to the top. You want to head to the right here, because that way is blocked off. You just want to sort of avoid these guys, make your way through this door. The trick is to hide in the corner over here. That this guy will follow you for a while, but if you sort of hang out back here, he sort of loses interest and moonwalks back to his original post. I've never tried actually just like fighting those two guys, but since there's two of them in a pretty small area, I can't really recommend it. I guess you could like shoot them with an arrow and fight them on the staircase, but that doesn't sound very fun. You do want to sort of keep an eye out, because occasionally that guy will get mad at you. So, the next fun part is dealing with these three nerds. If you stand here, this guy on the left usually kind of freaks out, and if you're lucky, he'll do that and jump backwards off the cliff. And again, probably don't need to do this, but just want to grab one of these guys, bring him up the stairs, stab him in the face. Just want to be a little bit careful again about the giant. Good news is that he usually makes enough noise that you know when he's coming. I'm out of stamina. I thought it was just going to do another weak attack, but I was unable to. Now, I can probably give you an idea of what is to come. That you might notice there is a guy shooting not really arrows so much as lances. There's not one of those guys, but two of those guys up there that are going to be our next main obstacle. Before that, of course, there's more. These sort of railings usually protect you. Nope. Yeah. Anyway, those things hit pretty hard, as it turns out. I feel like usually those things hit the wall, but obviously that's not always the case. So we get to do that again. Silly to take any damage doing this. But at least our pot's back. Sorry, pot. Always look on the bright side of life. That, you know, may have died and have to run back and fight all the same dudes again, but at least that beautiful vase is back in one piece. I might have to switch this armor just because of the jingles. Okay. Just run on past. Hide in the corner. Do, like, keep an eye out, but he usually decides he doesn't want to bother with you. I mean, even if he does decide to bother with you, if it's just the one, you can take care of it, but, sadly, you can't just go in here. Sadly, there's nothing here. I wonder what happens if you step on that, if you just fall through or if you're just sort of stuck there. Alright, so we'll deal with these flying nerds again. Sort of stand here and hope that this guy decides to jump backwards. I think he can hit you if you're unlucky with some of his, like, jumping attacks, so. There he goes. It's very kind of him. Whatever. It's probably not so great to be wearing chain armor when you're fighting dudes with electrified weapons, but you know, I don't really care. I'd like you to come up here, please. Get wrecked. This guy will also sometimes just jump off backwards if you're, like, really lucky. Don't like that double attack. Alright. Pick this up. So the thing is besides the fact that you can apparently get hit by those giant lances as you're coming down here, there's two of those nerds right here. So again, you kind of want to, like, grab one. Again, I'm going to do this as sort of as slowly and carefully as possible. Not entirely sure in the physics of that, but this guy will usually take himself out, but maybe not. Usually in his flailing, he'll sort of also jump off the edge. If he doesn't jump off the edge, then you're gonna be sad. Come on. If I get hit by an arrow off the edge again, I'm gonna be cross. Please, sir. Alright. Now, the second guy you can fight in here pretty safely. Not like, you know, as safe as it is to fight any demon thing. You just don't want to stand in the middle. So, physics doesn't necessarily apply to these dudes. We'll go ahead and top off. And you can see that you don't really want to get hit by these. Not necessarily because of the damage, but because it can knock you so far off. So the main thing is to kill that guy on the right and get around. So you want to just keep moving. Good news is the guy on the left doesn't tend to bother you. You want to get close enough to this guy so he decides to pull out his sword. Alright. And if you're lucky, he'll do that. Alright, so if you're smart, you won't bother with this guy. I am not smart. You shouldn't do this, because it's just going to result in pain. You're going to die, and you're going to have to do this all again, and you've successfully done the hard part, so it's really foolish to do this. But there is an item here. It's absolutely not worth the risk that I just took. But it's a soul of a hero, so it is worth a bunch of souls, I think. Yeah. So, you shouldn't do this. But the good thing is that guy on the left, for whatever reason, backs down here, so he can't shoot you. So you just have to deal with the guy on the right. And you just gotta get close, sort of like roll under his arrows till you get to around here. He'll pull out his sword, and you gotta sort of just knock him off the edge or parry him. But once you get around this corner, as long as you don't, fall off the edge here, which I've totally done because I'm bad, you're basically safe. You don't want to wander around here too aggressively, but this door on your left is a bonfire. Solaire should be here too, right? Hey, buddy.
Oh, there you are. You've been quiet these days. Smooth summoning out there. Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me.
Sure.
You've left me with quite an impression. I would relish a chance to assist you.
Sure, no problem. I don't really like relish very much, but
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me, pretend you didn't hear that.
He's a weird dude. Anyway, we have made it. Probably worth kindling this bonfire. I'm not going to worry about it right now. But now we can start exploring this area. And in this area, you'll get to fight a lot more of those knights and get your parrying down. This is a great place to learn how to parry. There's a ton of these dudes. So this is where you should start practicing parrying. They give you a lot of souls, so it's worthwhile. And they have some decent drops as well. You get a silver armor set. The guys with the spears are probably the most difficult to parry. But we'll sort of work on exploring this place, picking up a bunch of items. So eventually this will be a shortcut, but it's not yet. In here, there's a little hint. This window. In this room, you may hear heavy breathing, because... oh, this isn't the right room. But you might notice that this room doesn't seem to have an exit. The breathing's coming from upstairs. But from this window, you're like, looks like there's a doorway leading to that room and a staircase going down. So you'd be thinking that there should be a doorway here, and there is. And down here, in this dark, dank room, are some goodies, it's true. And we like goodies. But we also know that chests with chains that point forward are untowards. I'd probably deserve to get eaten there. So again, these guys have annoying kicks and stuff, but you just mostly don't want to get grabbed. We get an occult club. That's really useful, not because it's occult, but because if you downgrade it, you can make it into a holy weapon. And that will be useful in the future. Here we get Havel's stuff. He was the guy with the massive armor that we saw before. I don't know why they decided to put it in 5 different chests, but you know. It's the most outrageous armor set. Fortunately, there's nothing else down here. Do you understand the layout of these pillars at all? It doesn't make any sense. Who designed this? In a basement, no less. I'm like, what's this nook for? Soda machines? I don't know. The architecture down here is just a little questionable. Like this interior window. What is it here for? Come on, man. Who puts a doorway inside of a fireplace? Anyway, so we want to make it over here, but the staircase is a like double helical thing. But there's 2 separate staircases intertwined here. You'd like to get off on that level. You can actually jump, I think, to here and like skip a lot of this nonsense, but we can't get to that floor from here. Instead, we can go in here, fight a silver dude. So again, the spear guys, especially that sweeping attack, is probably the most difficult to parry. Anyway, down here you can hear where the annoying breathing is coming from. Again, you can... There's a way to shoot him from here. Just sort of a pain. We'll worry about that later. Another soul of a hero. But we'd like to kill him eventually for the Demon Titanite. For here, it's a whole lot of nothing. But that's the room we'd like to get to open up the door. Now, in this area are a whole lot of mimics. It'll probably take me more than one attempt to get through all of these, just because any one of them has a non-zero chance of killing me. Don't grab me. I missed. I need some stamina. Don't. I should be two-handing my weapon, just for the more reliable attacks. Harder to miss him. We get a gold coin, which is kind of useless. And chest. Whoa. That was a sweet kick, dude. Missed. Silver coins. So yeah, I think all of those are are those under? I guess just in here somewhere. Yeah. That. I think that they increase your item discovery temporarily. Alright, so another archer, in case you didn't have your fill of them. Oh. That was poor timing. So again, you just sort of make your way up here. Want to be a little bit careful because there's more Silver Knights in either room to the side. Get some Dragon Slayer arrows. Not that they do us that much good because we don't have a bow for it yet. So, can I open this from this side? No. Okay. So your only choice is this way. Inside here, very nice bed chamber. Very nice furnishings. Very nice paintings. Through this door, you may notice a sword. So, again, practice your parries. I'd like to get some of their stuff. But I think you need a sword drop and the shield. Up here you've got another one of these nerds. Excuse me, pardon me. Ow. Please dodge. Alright. Actually easier to just parry these guys than anything else. Katie parry them. There's another nook over here that always seems like it should have something in it. Like, why is this here? Seems like a good place to put something. Alright, so over here, we have a nice little optional area. Hit me. We have an old friend down here. He was also hovering. Can you stand on the floor, please?
Whatever can be done.
Whatever are you talking about?
Ah, you again. Let me guess. Were you repelled by the Silver Knights? Ah, don't be ashamed. 'Tis the fate of vanguards like you and I. I'll think of something. We can overcome this together.
Sadly, you can't overcome this together.
This is quite a fix. We'll need another 3, no, maybe 5 bodies.
There's quite a few corpses upstairs if you want them. Anyway, so this room has a couple dudes in it. And again, the main thing is that you don't want to fight all of them at once. I guess you can't parry that. Excuse me. The good news is that I'm annoyed. Yes, I get it. Stop it. These dudes are pretty callous, that they just watch you stab that guy. But you don't really want to go over there and fight both of these nerds at the same time, so just, you know, ring this guy's bell. You don't really want to fight in the room with Onion Bro. Ow. But again, that other guy just, oops, you're not dead yet. Usually, it's safer rather than trying to parry the second attack if you missed the first attack, is just go ahead and block through the other ones. I'm being safe rather than sorry there. I shouldn't have needed to heal yet, but I'm bad, so. Once you've done that, you can open up this door so you don't have to go around again. But you don't really want to come through this side because it, you just immediately have to fight both those nerds all the time. It may be better to just leave this door closed. But you should talk to Siegmeyer.
Oh ho!
Oh ho.
What's on your mind, friend? Wait. You defeated those monsters?
You should really pay attention.
I'm saved! This Knight of Catalina hereby commends you. Take this as a token of my gratitude. But be
So it gives you
warned,
a ring.
gallantry entails great risk.
That's one of the items
Next
you can start
time,
with, so.
give me a chance to come up with a plan.
Dude, you've been here for like months. Anyway, we've got no Estus left, but we're gonna try to open up the shortcut anyway. We only have to fight 2 more nerds. Right, I need to go up. The whole point of this is to get on the other side of the double helical staircase. Because we took this sort of half level up, we're now on the other sort of strand of the double helix. So now, if we go down, we'll get to the level that we couldn't get to before. So this is where all the mimics were. Alright, so the room over here is where that guy is. And we don't want to mess with him. Straight ahead is the big room with the boss, and in here is the shortcut. However, there are 2 Silver Knights. Good news is that guy there usually doesn't bother you. But I don't really want to fight this guy on the staircase because of reasons. So again, these I got it. That attack, the sweeping attack, is non-trivial to parry. I mess it up a lot. So, the smart thing to do is don't mess with that guy yet. Open up the shortcut first. And now if you die, it's like not a big deal because you did the hard work. But get wrecked. Kind of drops, but get the Silver Knight set, which I like the Black Knight set a lot more, but the Silver Knight set's pretty nice, so we'll probably use that until we get the Black Knight set. We'll see how much of it we can wear. Not that much, apparently. Oops. I do want a sword. I don't really like the helmet very much because of the pointy bits. That's a good hat. We'll just show off our nice jerky legs. Alright, so we've opened up the shortcut. We'll rest up. Next time we'll run some other errands, and then eventually we'll try to fight not one boss, but the double boss. But the good news is we've got our good friend Solaire here. So I'm just trying to get you to stretch your back out, man. You should really take that armor off once in a while. You're gonna get all sorts of knots in your back. Well, that's it for this episode of Dark Souls for Dummies. We'll be back next time with more Anor Londo Ruins.